Don't give me a reason why. Give me 3 films you wished you could have acted in. Go.
Right now?
Right now.
Chopper. Definitely The Godfather. Definitely Donnie Brasco. Definitely things like The Joker. Mate, the list goes on and on and on and on.
Love it, love it.
You see me? I just do what I do. I just do what
My name's Salvatore Coco. I'm a descendant from an Italian background. My parents came here in the 50s. They came on different ships, not the same one. So my dad came here first, then my mum came over. We're from Catania, which is in Sicily. We're very close to where the big mountain is, Mount Etna. They came over here. My mum was a seamstress. My dad used to work on the sugar canes like all the Italians. Their lifestyle was pretty, let's just say, tough, as all migrants had a very tough life, but they gave it a shot. This country is their country, it's their place that they live, and yeah, they just did it tough. My career started when I was a little kid, 7, maybe 8, 9 or something like that. As you can tell, we're at a reception centre, so I started off as one of those kids that were at reception centres, always grabbing the mic off the entertainers. That's me, and literally just singing. And then one time there was the 5 Doc Festa, many years ago when I was like I said, either 7 or 8, 9, something like that. I really can't remember. And John St. Peter's, I don't know if you remember that particular artist. He was performing, he was the closing act at the 5 Doc Festa. And he called up a halt, just by luck, he called up all these kids, and I was one of the kids that he decided to call up because I was up the front, and I literally just grabbed the microphone off him and I started singing the entire song. I got the entire, like I had the whole place like, you know, clapping, cheering, doing the thing, you know, I just did my thing. Anyway, so his team, when I came off the stage, said, listen, when he's finished, we want you to come backstage. You know, obviously, clearly my parents came as well to make sure, you know, I was okay. And they literally offered me money. That was my first paying gig. I got $20. I'll never forget, I've actually still got the $20. I've still got his photo signed. It's ripped because like I didn't want to take the money and he was giving it to me. It was like a bit of a tug of war and we tore it. I remember back then it was the paper dollars, you know, $20. And his team said, listen, come in and we'll put you through some sort of like schooling. You know, he goes, because they asked me, do you do any of the schooling? And I said, no, I don't do any of that sort of stuff. Anyway, so I went and did singing, dance, not through that school, but as time went on, I ended up doing singing, dance, musical, theatre, you name, and didn't stop from there. Just didn't stop from there. But you know, the interesting thing is, as time's gone on, the last maybe 5, 6 years or so, I was teaching acting, and what I found actually very interesting is that what those particular people who were teaching me, or the things that they were seeing in me as a little young entertainer, I saw in the students that I was teaching. And where am I going with this? It was interesting for me to see what they were seeing when I was a kid, because I never understood it. But I'm not saying I'm this or that, but when you see natural talent, you can just see it. You can just see it, and I saw that as I was teaching other people as well. It's actually a very interesting thing that I discovered as a person, to be honest with you. Yeah, but that's how my career started. But really, at the end of the day, I went to a talent school, and this talent school was making me do extra work. Like I was doing extra work here and there, and I remember scoring a job on Swap Shop, which was on the ABC. Swap Shop, I don't even know what the hell it was. And that was actually one of my first TV gigs. And then from there, it just didn't stop. It just didn't stop. So Heartbreak High started. I was just finishing school. At that time, once again, I was still in this institution, doing my 3-year diploma in television, film and rest of it, because I did it quite young, right? So I am trained, as I said, I am trained. So at that time, the agent that was representing me, it was a school holidays. I just finished my HSC, just finished it off, and they said, you know, you got an audition. I said, all right, no worries. I had no idea what I was going in for. I went in, and it was at Mulliner's Casting in Darlinghurst. And I went in, just did my thing, call me back again. All right, let's go back, do the thing, whatever. Call me back again. I'm like, okay, all right, let's go back. We went and did it, did what I had to do, and that time I actually had to perform or do the audition alongside Alex Dimitriades. Did my thing, blah, 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 all that sort of stuff. Get back home, I didn't think anything of it. I really didn't. I had no idea what it was. I didn't know what it involved. I didn't know what the hell I was going in for. I really didn't. And about like 3-4 weeks later, I get a call. Back then it was on an actual landline. And agent goes, oh, you remember that job you went in for? You got it. I went, oh, great, fantastic. And I'm like, what is it? I didn't actually know what it was. So then they started sending me things and I'm thinking, mate, this isn't small. This is huge. So like I was reading stuff and I was going, this is not like just like a 20-word or 50-worder. This is the real deal. Right. Yeah, I had no idea what I was going in for. It's interesting, we're at a wedding, right? I'm here. But I was actually doing a wedding, I can't remember which venue it was. The girl who cut my hair back in the early 90s, would have been 89 actually, 89, 90, because it was just before Heartbreak High. It was just in year 12, must have been something like that. Anyway, I said to her, I want my hair shaved. And she goes, you serious? I go, yeah, I want you to shave my hair underneath here and I want a ponytail like that. She goes, okay. She goes, you know, you're gonna get in trouble. So I don't care, I'm gonna do it. So anyway, I did it and I never forget, we were at assembly, okay? And you know, assembly, right? We're right up the back because we're year 12s, right? Right up the back, the young ones up the front, yeah? We're in the back and I don't know how the principal saw me because I was hiding behind this guy, right? I was hiding behind this guy. Salvatore Coco, to my office now. I was like, oh no, that's it, I got to spend the 2 weeks for that. And I kept it. They asked me to grow it out. And I actually then, because I was working as an actor at that stage, right? And I had told them that, you know, I'm going in for things and, you know, I can't change it because they've seen me. I just made up something, you know. Anyway, so I kept it. I took the 2 weeks off, but I ended up keeping it. I didn't cut it as low as what I did. Yeah. But yeah. But look, as the series went on, the hair wasn't really that long. You know how it was like down to here? Yeah. Like when I was at school, my hair was just up to about here. It was only just a small ponytail, but as the makeup artist, they just liked it and they kept it long with my Brill cream. The Salvatore Coco of the 90s is not the Salvatore Coco of the 2000s 23, you know? I'm a man now, you know, I'm 48. I can't be doing what I was doing, you know, at 48. I just can't. I wish I could still be like that. Don't we all? Without a doubt, but you can't. Fame does a lot to you. Fame can do a lot to you. It does a lot and can do a lot to you. There's two different things, right? Where we are now in this wedding arena, I gave all this up because I thought I was here. But reality is, this is me. I'm an entertainer. I can't stop it. It's in my blood. Fame makes you think that you're better than this, but you're not. It's a very interesting thing. I stopped this for almost 15 years, but this is where I started. And it took only a time or period in my life to realize that this is where I belong. I belong in the entertainment arena. I've been an entertainer, a variety artist, a cabaret artist since I was a kid. It's my blood. I can't change it. How did that affect me as an actor being Italian? In many ways, you think you're better than what you are, you're expecting more, you're wanting more, but as you get older, you're realizing, yes, I was typecast, yes, there were, you know, being put in that pigeonhole, but if you look at some of the great actors, De Niro, Pacino, well, not Deb really, because they've gone to a different level, but if you look at, let's say Al Pacino for an example, and look at the beginning of his career until really kind of the end, very similar characters. Very similar characters, not really risk-taking as much as we think they are. They're not. They're very comfortable. So when you look at myself as an actor, right, I thought when I was younger that I was being pigeonholed and I was being stereotyped, but I wasn't. I wasn't. If I was, well, I'm much smarter now. I'm much smarter now than what I was. If I was smarter when I was younger and whatever those characters were that I was given and I was allowed to play, I gave it a different edge within myself that becomes a challenge. But I wasn't seeing it that way. But as I got older and I understood the art of acting. If you look at the roles that I played in Underbelly, I'm just a totally different person. I'm a different person. Why? Because I went that way. I went down that path. You know, when I played Peter Brock, you know, I played Peanut, you know, different character. Very similar, actually, he was very similar to Joey Grasso in Walk the Talk, and it was a combination of Joey Grasso and Walk the Talk and Con Bordino. All right, so Salvatore Coco, as you know, I'm consistently in the wedding market. I've come back to the wedding market the last, say, 15 odd years, and I've established myself as, I'd have to say, as probably one of the best that you could probably hire, without a doubt. Look, what am I doing? I'm in between the jobs of acting, and I can't say that I've got a gig that's coming up. Something will come up, and it always does. The beauty of the industry, and sometimes the bad side of it, it's good and it's bad. It gives you time to sort of, like, you know, reflect on what you've done, but there's a lot of waiting. As I mentioned, I do coaching work in regards to acting and stuff like that, so I do teach acting. I do actually do a lot of stuff with young filmmakers. They actually call me in to just, like, read their material, and I read their material and just give them my thoughts on it. I don't direct them. I just tell them what I think, I feel the material needs or the story needs, and then they just go do their own thing, you know, and you know, they come back, and it's not consulting, it's not advising, it's just my point of view. I don't know really where that sort of like fits, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. But majority of the, predominantly a lot of the stuff is my weddings and entertainment stuff, and I love it. I love it. Best bit of advice someone's given me. The late David Brewster, my old agent. There is no such thing as small parts, only small actors.
You see me? I just do what I do. I just do what I do. I don't know about you. I just do what I do. Check. I just do what I do. See me? I just do what I do. Feel me? I just do what I do. I don't know about you. I just do what I do.